Hi, my name is Darren Gamby, and today I want to talk about having a positive mindset for success. And in particular, I want to focus on maintaining a solid sense of personal value and worth, and just how important that is. And I want to give you three keys that are going to help you to maintain a sense of personal worth and value as you go through your life. Now, friends of ours, a couple of years ago, they decided that they were going to adopt a young lad, and he'd come from a very difficult background, and actually they were fostering, and so this young lad, Richard, we'll call him. He came into the home. He'd come from background of drug abuse, violence, sexual violence, and so from a really, really tough background. And anyway, Richard came into the home, and it was a home of great love, and they wrapped their arms around Richard and really embraced him into the family. But over the years, Richard just could not change. He punched holes in the walls. He kicked. He screamed. He was violent. He did everything he could to prove that he was unloved and unlovable, until finally he got to the point where they could no longer have Richard in the home. And it's such a sad story, because our friends were heartbroken, but really there was nothing they could do. It was just too big for them. And that's a sad, sad story, but the fact of the matter is that we all act out of who we believe we are. And we can act out of a place of hurt and abandonment and rejection, or we can come out of a place of love and acceptance. And it's not easy, and I'm not saying it's easy, but it is critical, because who you believe you are becomes the cornerstone of your life. Now, I want to talk about three key strategies to help us, all of us in this area, because all of us, to a certain degree, struggle with this. And so the first is this: we need to reject rejection. Reject rejection. Put it outside. It is no longer going to live in my house, in my mind, in my heart. I'm rejecting rejection. It no longer has a place in my life. I will no longer dwell on it. I will no longer focus on it. It is no longer my friend. I now call it enemy. Number 2, see yourself through the eyes of Christ. See yourself through the eyes of Jesus. Because for each one of us, the love of God towards us was such that he sent his only Son to suffer cruel agony, to take our death, our pain, our sin, our inferiority, our rejection, our fear, our anxiety upon himself, in order to develop a new relationship with us. And in fact, that same Jesus stands at the door every day and knocks on the door of our spirits, inviting us to put off the old ugly duckling image and to put on Christ and to commune with him. And thirdly, we need to reparent ourselves. We need to give ourselves that which was not given to us. Maybe we had a mum or a dad who just didn't have the reserves of love and affection to give us. Maybe they didn't have the understanding, the wisdom, the compassion, the sensitivity to attend to our needs and to our development. Maybe their minds were full of bitterness and rejection and anger and violence. And if that's the case, then, well, they did their best as far as that was. But now it's time to give yourself that which you never got. It's time to give yourself the love and the affection, the attention. It's time to say to the child within you, I will look after you. It's time to give yourself the training, the development that you missed out on because they were too busy or just not even aware of you. And this is how we develop and restore a sense of personal value and worth in our own lives. We do that, number one, by rejecting rejection. Number two, by seeing ourselves through the eyes of Jesus. And number three, through reparenting ourselves. So I hope that as you take these skills and strategies on board into your life, that you find yourself living under the eternal smile of our loving God.